But he trimmed all of that. He trimmed all of that context. He trimmed all that fat because he didn't want you to know the real truth, the real tea. And that's the type of stuff that makes me so mad. Hey cousins, happy Tuesday. Welcome to another episode of Respectfully. And today I want to talk about the latest, basically BLM scandal that is going on. You know, midterms are right around the corner. So what does that mean? They have to start race hustling again, and they need to exploit some type of quote unquote black victim in order to get us all divided about race and against the police. I thought we were past that, but I guess not. So this guy, his name is William McNeil. He was arrested back in February and just recently decided to post the footage of him being arrested. And a lot of people are debating online whether or not the police were using excessive force. Is it police brutality or was it totally justified? So we are here to react today. I'm going to be reacting to the sheriff's clip as well as the body cam footage for the first time, but I have seen the original clip. So we're about to get into all of that. So y'all know the vibes. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Welcome to Respectfully. Okay, so like I said, midterms are right around the corner, and every time we are approaching midterms or we're approaching some sort of election, our country has to be divided about something racial. I don't know why people are not tired in this whole thing and how played out it is, but people are falling right for the trap again. However, I will say the argument that is being made, some of the arguments I can totally understand. So let's go ahead and start with the footage of what's happening here.
He pulled me over. He walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, okay, first of all, and then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
And at that moment, he knew.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle!
Not funny.
Show me your hands.
Here.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. No, don't.
Get on the ground.
Stop fighting!
Stop fighting. You know, it's not a laughing matter. The only reason I'm keying a little bit is just because you can tell in his face he's so over it and he knows exactly how this is going to go. But the thing is he should have known exactly how this was going to go before he allowed it to go there. That's what I'm so irritated by. Now, I pulled up here all the different things that he got charged with. So William McNeil Jr. was charged with resisting an officer without violence, driving with a suspended license, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, not having headlights on in inclement weather, and not wearing a seatbelt. Now, I want to just kind of break down. Can we watch that video again? I actually want to run that back before we even play the body cam, because this is how I'm looking at this analytically. Like, I just want to step by step go through every single thing that happened in this interaction. From what he posted.
For one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, okay, first of all, and then there's no rain.
Okay, pause.
It doesn't matter.
What I'll say here first is I hear him out there. I hear him out his frustration of being pulled over for something like that, because I've had two bad interactions with police officers that I felt like were very unjustified. And one of them was I got pulled over I got yelled at for not having my headlights on, but it wasn't dark. The weather wasn't bad. It was like this weird thing. And I can understand the frustration there. But what he needs to understand is the second you start arguing, you've already made your case look messy. And I can understand if he didn't know that maybe he was supposed to have his headlights on, or maybe other people didn't have their headlights on. But one, why not just have your headlights on automatic? And let's assume you don't have a car that does that. Okay, just smile, nod, be respectful. Odds are they will let you off with a warning. I have been pulled over an ungodly amount of times, and 99% of the time I get a warning. Why? Because I'm extra respectful to police officers. Not that he was necessarily rude at that point from what we see, but just comply. Just comply with the law. It's not that deep. It doesn't have to be that deep, especially when you see you are now surrounded by police cars. At this point, you have really pigeonholed yourself into a corner. But let's keep going.
You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Okay, pause here. Again, trying to, look at this objectively, I understand why he asked for a supervisor. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but at this point, you have already messed up because they have told you multiple times to get out of the car. Had he gotten out of the car, complied with what the officers were asking for, then he could have not only probably had them bring up the ChatGPT of the law or however that would work, and two, maybe he would have the opportunity to talk to a supervisor. For all he knows, there could be a supervisor there. There might be already one there, but because you haven't gotten out of the car, you are inherently resisting arrest and you are breaking more laws than you initially did. Let's keep going.
Supervisor.
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me
Pause. Now, people are mad about this. So he said that his window was broken, which I can believe that. Now, when they broke the window, it's because what else do you expect them to do if you kept your door locked? If he would have unlocked the door at the least, maybe they would have been able to open up the door without breaking the window. Then the punching him in the face, it's like, was that a bit aggressive? Yeah, but at the same time, you gotta... If somebody's not gonna, if you are not complying with what the police are going to have to say, they're gonna have to smack you in the face because you're acting like you don't have sense. And I hate that this happened to him. I really hate this. Like, I don't like to see this black man be put in this humiliating situation, but you have now put yourself in this humiliating situation because you did not comply with the law. And he's looking at the camera like, really? This is about to go down? Yes. Yes. Had you taken off your seatbelt, open the door, you could have gotten out, but now you have to be dragged out. You have to be dragged by your dreads because you decided not to acquiesce to what they're telling you to do. Was hitting him in the face aggressive? Yeah, but would I say it was excessive force? No. No, because you needed some sense knocked into you, and he did. Let's keep going.
Here.
Getting comfortable. Why are you getting comfortable? Now you know you just irritated them more.
Reason, sir? What is your reason?
He already told you the reason. Okay, pause. This part is what really has people upset. And again, if you play this slowly, I can understand where both of them are upset, or like both as in the police officers and this person that is now going to jail. It's like he got out the car, probably shocked that he was being taken to the ground because he thought at that point, okay, you've pulled me out of the car. Now I'm just going to comply, yada, yada. No, you're already past that point. And that's the thing. That's the consequence that I don't think that's the consequence that I don't think enough people understand is once you get to the point that they are having to physically remove you from the car, this is no longer a friendly interaction. These police officers don't want to have to throw hands with you, but had you gotten out of the car, you would not have to be thrown to the ground. You could have stood there, had a conversation. They likely would not have put you in handcuffs, and you could have had a conversation and maybe walked away with the warning. But no, instead now they're putting you on the ground. And the second you start going, oh, no, now you're shocked. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked that they're putting you on the ground because you had the chance to have a conversation. And when you start being like, oh no, I'm not going to the ground, you got popped in the mouth. Like, I can't sit here and pretend to be shocked with you. And people are saying it's brutality and it's force and all these things. You put them in that situation. And what people also need to understand about the police and what they need to understand about law enforcement in general, it is not law enforcement's job to match your energy. And I think that's where a common mistake is a lot of people think that the police are supposed to, like, whatever level you take it to, they are supposed to match that. No. If that were the case, you would see police officers getting murdered very often. Police officers are always supposed to be a slight step ahead of where that person is. So he might not have been violent, or he might not have been attacking them or anything like that, but they are having to use this force to make it very clear and crystal clear you are not in control of the situation. Okay, I'm glad he didn't start swinging because then they really would have had to rough him up. But, I will say the extra punches and the slaps, some of it wasn't necessary. This guy, like, he's a pretty scrawny guy. Didn't look like he was putting up too much of a fight, at least from that angle. So was it a bit, petty? Yeah. But at that point, I'd be annoyed too. Y'all are lucky I'm not on the force. I would be throwing haymakers, elbows. I would be hitting people with Triple H pedigrees and Stone Cold Steve Austin stunners. I would have been power bombing y'all if you made me go through all that. Okay, got me cutting my hand up on this glass. But now I want to look at the body cam footage because I want to see if there's extra context that is now provided. Because again, this whole situation happened months ago. As you saw in the caption that he wrote out there, he said he had to recover from trauma and the emotional damage and all of that. It's like, no, you probably were just, gearing yourself up. I can understand if there was some trauma there that he had to get through first, but I also think that you were probably just taking your sweet time so that you can get your grift together. Because, grifting properly takes preparation. Okay, and that's probably what he realized. He probably sought this out to certain outlets and to try to see how to go about it. Probably already was in touch with the NAACP. He knew exactly what he was doing, releasing it at the time that he did. And I guarantee you, this is just my theory. I guarantee you, he sent that footage over to a group such as or similar to BLM or NAACP, and they probably told him to wait because that situation happened months ago. They probably told him to wait to closer to the midterms because now that things are going to start getting more political again and polarizing again, this was the perfect opportunity for him to drop that nugget. I'm just saying, hear me out. But let's play the body cam footage. I want to see if there's any new information that comes, and I'm just going to play the pretext because his video shows quite a bit of what happened. I want to see if there's any context before all that went down.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's
Just
license,
mad
registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
Okay, pause really quick. See, this already shows that he came with an attitude. He got friendly and nice once his camera started rolling, and he's a lot more calm in his demeanor. But this portion right here, he's already giving mad attitude. He's already making it clear, like, we're about to have a problem. And more often than not, statistically, if you look it up, you will see that when people are more just like, when people are more adverse to actually getting out of the car when the police ask them to, it's usually because they have something in the car they know is illegal, or they have something on them that they're trying to hide. So he already is posing as a threat in this situation simply by the fact that he is not getting out of the car and he has his door open. Yeah, his window might be broken, but these police officers, they take too much risk on to be finding out, is that the real reason you opened your door? He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know. This person could have a weapon. There's so many circumstances that could be happening here that the police has to quickly do risk analysis for. And then this person getting an attitude, it's like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't have the right to demand a supervisor right then and there. A lot of departments, they will, if it's a more calm situation, bring in a supervisor just to de-escalate before anything happens. But you don't have the legal grounding to just say, oh no, I'm not getting out of this car until you bring a supervisor. That is not how this works, sir, at all. But let's keep going.
I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Pause. Oh, I didn't know that went down like that. Oh, sir, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Every single boop and bop that you caught, you had coming. Not him closing the door. Oh. I'll put it this way. I guarantee that black man, if he closed the door on his mother would have put her foot up his behind. She would have put her good size 7 up his behind. So what did he expect the police officers to do? That was crazy. I didn't see, he didn't have that on camera. He didn't post that in his clip. He didn't talk about that in the caption. See, this just made me mad because I'm over here and y'all heard me sitting here trying to empathize this whole episode. You heard me sit here trying to be objective and trying to empathize and be like, okay, maybe this was a little far. Maybe this was a little aggressive, but he didn't play that. He didn't show that clip, him slamming the door like he's, oh no, you're going to jail. Jail, jail, straight to jail. Okay, let's keep going. That was a cute little moment.
25 seconds. For 9-4, the driver just
wow.
slammed the door and locked it.
That just set me off. That made me mad. And now he's screaming and cursing out the car window. What's this? No, I'm blind.
25 say. If anybody responded, come in from Commonwealth.
What did he think was going to happen? Sitting here hiding in the car.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay.
No, you didn't. It's crazy.
Okay. Right now, you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be.
See, you could have just gotten a ticket, but now you're going to jail. It is so easy being black and not going to jail.
Okay.
Oh, see? This is where F around and find out me.
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
So all this was prefaced.
Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door.
See, he didn't post this part.
You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
You have no legal right to demand a supervisor when you are resisting arrest.
Vehicle's blocked in. Just lock it up. Just put the window down. If I try to talk to
See. Can we skip ahead to when like the the whole thing escalates? Cause he's just sitting in this car looking crazy.
I'm about to break the window. I'm about to break the window. All right, go for it.
See.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands. Here.
1033 at 1521 hours.
What is your reason?
Now he wants to play dumb. He fought the whole way down.
What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back.
Okay, you know what? I saw what I needed to see and I've heard what I needed to hear. This doesn't have as much nuance as I even thought it was going to. Because I was going to play the whole sheriff's footage. I was going to go through the comments of the sheriff's footage. I don't need to do any of that now. All people need to do is play the full clip. Play the full clip. And let me say this right now to Jacksonville Sheriff Department. Jacksonville Sheriff Department, you better not acquiesce to the public outrage that is happening when every single fact of this situation is on your side. This person was resisting arrest. He had an attitude. He opened his entire door, then proceeded to slam his whole door. He tried to play dumb. He sat there and played the perpetual victim, acting like he didn't understand why all this was going on, just so that he could play the race card. He knew for months and months and months that he was sitting on this footage with the chance that the body cam footage was on the other side, and yet he posted this biased, trimmed narrative, because mind you, if you listen closely, his video was going before his video, his personal video in his car was already going when he was resisting arrest and being disrespectful. But he trimmed all of that. He trimmed all of that context. He trimmed all that fat because he didn't want you to know the real truth, the real tea. And that's the type of stuff that makes me so mad, because there are real incidences where the police are doing way too much, or they are out of control, or they are being unnecessarily aggressive and excessive in their force. None of that was displayed here. You showed a biased, trimmed video to try to make it seem like you were the victim when everything that happened to you was because of you. Everything that happened to you, William McNeil, was because of your own actions. You effed around and you found out, and that was exactly where it met when you were on the ground. I'm so serious. If Jacksonville Sheriff's Department fires anybody, suspends anybody, I will be livid. Because we need to stop this culture of coddling to all of these criminals who break the law, who have drugs in their vehicle, who have did he have a suspended license, or am I misremembering that? All kind of things that this man just did wrong, and has the audacity, the nerve, and the courage and the comfortability to sit here and act like he's the victim after committing all of those crimes back to back to back on camera in 4K. Please. They should have held you in jail longer. And that's all I got to say about that. Cousins, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Respectfully. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Am I being too harsh with the police being too harsh, or are we all exactly right? Y'all let me know, and I will see you soon.